Hey everyone, in this video we are going to be checking out Metro. The reason I'm doing this one off screen is because it literally crashed my computer 3 times while trying to record it with OBS and with QuickTime. So just like a quick setting there. And then we're going to be looking at this off screen of Metro, and then a couple other games such as Diablo 3, Fortnite, and the like. So right now I'm just doing a voice recording over, and what the settings were, they were at extreme and 25 by 1440p, which is the native resolution of this monitor. So let's get right into and skip through to some gameplay footage. Alright, so I wanted to narrate before I just show some raw gameplay footage. It's too hard to read on the top right, but this was at a pretty much constant 48 FPS, and I will say that there's something going on in the back end here where VSync is not on, but if I would like Alt-Tab or go back to Mac OS, my frame rate of my monitor would be auto set to 24, so something's definitely going on there. I don't know if there's like a back-end setting people know to unlock the frame rate, or if this is just a thing they did to kind of cap frame rates to get better performance. But I will say, despite this kind of bad exposure from the lens flare, so to speak, it was running 24 FPS, and this is just audio recorded from my Sony a6000. So obviously it sounds better in game, and the later videos are all recorded on OBS. For this next test, we're going to be checking out how Fortnite runs. So let's just take a look at what the default settings go to. Can't put anything past not this resolution on windowed full screen. Windowed full screen lets you kind of still play around with alternate settings. And then we're just going to see how everything runs, putting everything to epic. So let's go ahead and let's play a game. So what you're seeing on screen is OBS using window capture to capture the screen, and then you're also seeing the activity monitors part of the screen capture at 1080p, and then just Fortnite running. So seems to be getting some micro stutter, could be possibly due to OBS, but we'll see how it plays what's actually in game. Let's just see what happens from the drop. Kind of micro lagged to 50, but overall trying to get to about, I would say, 70 FPS. Definitely playable, everything set to high. Well, eliminated very quickly. Let's see how it does when we're following my teammates and squads. I forgot I did squad load up, so I actually just jumped off. Still getting about decent 80 FPS. See if I go to the next teammate. Switches over pretty well. So if we're taking a look at the core performance, the efficiency is loading red, but then all cores are being used, and the M1 Max is kind of being stress tested on the GPU as well. It's showing full. So I wanted to also just showcase right now what the OBS settings are. So I'm going to kind of minimize to the right a little. So again, we're doing 1500 capture at very fast. So this is just using the CPU to record, not the hard code, which uses the GPU. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get another game going. So definitely running pretty well on the M1, and actually I just got a game crash, so I'm gonna go ahead and launch it back up. Alright, so this time I'm gonna make sure I do solos so we see how that test goes. Again, if you saw my previous video on OBS, I'm really impressed with the performance of recording 1080p 60 FPS, and then on top of that, you are also able to stream at the same time with limited to 0 dropped frames. So if you have good bandwidth and you want to record your content, or you're a gaming content recorder and want to put your highlights on YouTube, this could be a good machine to check out if you're some reason loyal to Mac OS. So loading up in the second run through after the crash, it's getting about 90 FPS, stuttering though, some drops to 20. I think it's due to Epic, so let's try this round out doing settings down a level. Oh, I can't change it while in game. Let's change what we can change. Dropped a couple of settings. There's still that little bit of spiking that you can see there. Doubt it's the impact from OBS. Seems to be very minimum, but you never know. So now we're finally in the game. I mean, it just looks smooth even with ProMotion. Just these little spikes down, just kind of affecting the gameplay a little. I doubt that you'd be getting this possibly if you're not on OBS, or if you're playing this game on lower settings. This is just really the test to show people with the M1 Max how you could push the capabilities of the graphics. When we saw last game, Metro was able to run at extreme. Of course, they had the hard frame limit at 48, but previous M1s were not able to run at extreme. So definitely a move in the right direction. In these settings where you're keeping an eye on the FPS, we are getting around 100 isolated. Dude, I was changing my inventory. Heard him. Such is life. Let's return to the lobby. Okay, so this is actually the second time you see on the stream. Every time I return to the lobby, I'm getting a game crash. So I don't know what's going on over there, but definitely inconvenient. And so you can see the screen. We apologize for the inconvenience. So let's go to the next game. All right, next up, let's check out Diablo 3 and see how this performance goes. So we are at full screen, wide screen, max FPS. I'm going to remove and just move the slider over just in case. Let's bump everything up to the highest you can do and see what the max performance is. Alright, so pressing Command R should bring up the FPS. It's Control R. We're getting 106 but drops to 70 FPS. So let's just go through this and see how it goes. Still staying at 99.
I have journeyed here to find the fallen star.
It fell on the old Captain Rumford. More dead are coming. We can't open the gates until we drive them back. They keep coming.
How satisfying.
I've never seen anyone fight like that before. Guards, open the gates. You'll find Leah at the Slaughtered Calf Inn.
Highest settings, getting about 100 FPS.
Don't you dare lift a finger to help our mayor fix his wagon. My brother died defending us.
I promised Marco I'd protect him, and now he's dead.
Nothing ever seems to change in New Tristram, does it?
Your cart is blocking the way. Move it.
How dare you speak to me like that? I'm the mayor.
Leah, is it?
I did. I came back here.
Watch out! The wounded are turning!
This is killing business.
The dead will overwhelm us all.
Then I shall
Thank you. We've been under siege for 6 days now. Uncle Deckard is still missing. Captain Rumford and the others are losing hope. I tell them not to lose faith, but if help doesn't arrive soon...
Militiamen went out.
Alright, so that was Diablo 3 running at the fullest native resolution and highest settings. So definitely playable. They seem to have a little drops in the beginning to 70, but overall went well. Let's take a look at the next game. Alright, so the last game is going to be Dota 2. I know I already covered this, but people have been stating that it's possible. Oh, I could select it. Wow. Let's see if this actually works. Works for Vulcan. So someone said that you could actually do super resolution, so could probably just get constant 120 FPS, and then besides that, everything is set to the max. So let's go ahead and play games where a real life example, not turbo mode. So with the settings on the top right, it's saying I'm getting 60 FPS, but let's play unranked turbo. And also keep in mind, this is with OBS on the background. Alright guys, 5 hours later, I have finally found a match in turbo. Let's do this for real life. So I got requests for me to play Invoker. So I will. I don't know what's going on here. This must be a graphical bug, but I literally... Oh gosh, I can't play Invoker. Someone picked him. Alright, that's fine. Because, play someone else. Yeah, there's like, it's not rendering right. I don't know what's going on. I'm supposed to be able to pick the screen. And this loading screen, it's actually getting 30 FPS, so I don't know if that's the AMD fidelity thing. Let me see if I can turn that off. Do Nature's Prophet again. Alright, so I guess the plan for this video, obviously this is a long turbo match. I'm just going to kind of just play through, and in post when I'm editing, if anything cool happens or if I say something. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of show you like 2-minute intervals of gameplay or something like that and just cut around. So it is interesting. In the beginning it was 30 FPS on that, and now it's finally bumped up to 104.
I summon the forces of nature.
So let me go ahead and turn off the in-game overlay so that you can...
By my shaggy bark.
There seems to be some kind of other FPS thing. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Not usually there.
In green, I go. Uproot you.
30 seconds to battle. Let the countdown begin.
I actually have no idea what that other FPS counter is, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the Dota one.
Naturally.
This Discord?
Emerge victorious.
I don't know what is doing that other FPS counter, but if you can read it, it says 66 FPS. Unless that's still this one. Yeah, I'm not exactly... Oh, it is still there. I just didn't turn it off.
Through shady lanes.
And what is going on? There was some kind of notification on the bottom right. I'm sure that got captured in the recording. Yeah, weird stuff. Now I gotta turn on the FPS again. And let's keep gaming.
The wild is calling. Uproot and
So I will say usually on Max it used to lag when I would press tab to switch units. It actually seems fine. I am still noticing macOS has this issue where there's like a delay. I click and then it's like 5 seconds, or it's not really 5 seconds, but like half a second later there's the drag, right? Click, drag. On Windows I'm used to it being instant. Just a minor thing. I don't know, I think gamers would notice that though.
Leaving.
Missed the deny. Bad player.
Branch out. Go green.
So another thing I'm noticing, it just doesn't look full retina. Here's my monitor setting, so I guess I could put this to ultra. That was something I missed last time.
In green, I go.
Still 100 frames per second, but yeah, it just, I think it's because it in the windowed friendly, desktop friendly mode, it's actually not retina resolution. So as soon as I die, I'm gonna see if I could change settings, but it might mess up my recording. Or actually, I know it will mess up my OBS recording, so that might be something to test on your own if you want to do full retina resolution. But for Windows friendly or navigating Mac friendly, this is one of the options. By options I mean not playing at full retina, but at native resolution, native screen resolution, if that makes any sense.
On my way.
Incoming!
Yes. With a wild spirit.
I'm fucking dead.
I know I should respect the dead, but first you have to earn it.
Alright, so I died. Let me see what happens when I do full screen. Say there are more things available. I think that the native is what is the native? It's like 2, 3, 3, 4, yeah.
Through shady lanes.
So just in case my OBS got messed up, it is currently at 60 frames per second. Let me just double check. I can't actually alt tab or fix my OBS, so that's why the native friendly thing is I can't get back to my Mac OS. So you're just gonna have to trust me. It's 60 FPS. If the recording is messed up, I could show that my off-screen camera should be recording. It's 60 FPS gaming, everything maxed, full retina, and I could actually tell retina to non-retina. It's just something I could see with my eyes visually. Basically, on native resolution or desktop friendly, it looked like it was rendering at 50%. If you were to change the rendering to 50% resolution, which is essentially what it's doing. Also, we're getting owned. Let me go back and just go back to current resolution.
Green wrath.
So interestingly, I'm still getting 60 FPS.
I answer the wild's call.
Oh my gosh, it's this new quick note thing on Mac OS. What the heck? Is that always there? You can't disable this? What is going on? I'm gonna have to look up how to disable that after this game, but that's what that thing is, everyone. A new quick note.
By my shaggy bark.
Apple strikes again, baby.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I guess I was thinking the way to not have that quick note thing is if you do play full screen, so that could be something, you know, if you don't need to multitask when you're playing video games. Some people do, some people like it. I actually do it if I'm on Discord or whatnot. That is something to do on Mac OS, is you could just play on full screen.
The tower has fallen. The diaglyph is now active.
Oops, I used the glyph. So yeah, interesting to see, guys. Just random commentary. Seems smooth, definitely playable. The quick note thing is annoying. I don't know why there sometimes it's not. But it's also just still at 60 FPS. Well, earlier before it was running fine, so.
Through shady lanes.
I guess another thing I'll comment is running on dual screen in desktop friendly mode. I have my other monitor to the top, and sometimes when I'm up here and I click, it actually clicks outside of the Dota window. So that doesn't happen in with multi-monitor setups on Windows machines. Just making that commentary.
As that tower stood against rising tide.
And you'll know it happened when the audio cuts out of this game. So that's when it's clicking out because of the multi-monitor setup.
In silver shades. For the trees. On my way.
Oh my gosh, I attacked it all right. Oh my gosh! Why was I not getting any procs from my maelstrom? Fastest turbo game ever.
Just as well.
And you gotta do the flame. Alright, so that was my take on kind of these 3 native games. So I guess the takeaways here is that Lena should be reported. Avoid this player. That's all I gotta say. Why would you get Boots of Travel? 0 utility for the game. Literally first item. Didn't have Yules. Couldn't Yules the Dro. What do they need break for? And then you of course got a Mauled. So you didn't get to see the Invoker thing, but it was 60 frames per second, so there is that. At least that's what it was stabilizing at. Okay, she's trash. And then I'll say, you know, from a Mac OS perspective, you know, that little quick notes thing that was appearing in the game, that was kind of annoying. I don't even know why it was coming up. How do you even trigger it? I don't even know. And then the thing with the multi-monitor thing, like, you know, if I was gaming and I had multiple monitors and I was on Mac OS and it clicks to the side and it clicks outside, that's kind of annoying as well. So this is not just like an M1 performance thing, but you're literally paying to play for this, you know, on the Mac OS platform. So I don't know, just another thing that Windows does better besides literally raw performance, but it is playable at the full specs. You know, what I listed here, everything at Ultra. So definitely, I would say maybe more playable than when I had the M1 Air that was at 8 gigabytes. I think people played it well on the 16 gigabyte. So, you know, depending on what kind of games you play, M1 Pro versus M1 Max, that's the question. I think M1 Pro is sufficient, even if you're recording content like I've been recording this game on OBS. So, hope you guys enjoyed this extended Dota 2 gameplay. I'll see you guys in the next video.